So you're thinking about Polaris and you've decided, okay, normal pat is my track, math and logical reasoning, that's where I'm strong. Great choice. But here's the question everyone asks me. Rohan, I've got 15 days left. Is that enough time? Look, I'm going to be straight with you. 15 days is tight, but can you score 170 plus and get into Polaris? Absolutely. If you prepare smart, you've got 80 questions, 120 minutes sitting at your computer taking this test online. And the difference between scoring 120 and scoring 180 in 15 days, it's about ruthless prioritization. I'm Rohan from Polaris, and I've seen students do this. I've seen people start 2 weeks before the test and still score well. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Not the usual work hard and you'll succeed. I'm talking about actual strategy, like which math topics give you the most marks for the time invested, which logical reasoning questions you should skip entirely, how to use your 120 minutes so you're not panicking in the last 15. Here's the deal. You need about 170 out of 240 to be competitive. That's roughly 20 correct in math, 20 in logical reasoning, 17 in cognitive aptitude. And yes, you can absolutely get there in 15 days. But we're cutting out the fluff, high priority topics only. Let me show you how, okay? Math, 30 questions, 90 marks. Now, most students make this mistake. They try to study everything equally. They spend the same amount of time on statistics as they do on permutations and combinations. Bad move. Because here's what you need to know. All topics are not created equal. Let me break this down for you. The high priority topics. This is where 15 to 18 questions come from. First up, permutations and combinations. This is your highest weightage topic, period. You're looking at 3, maybe 4 questions just from this. I know P and C can feel confusing at first. When do I use NPR? When do I use NCR? What about circular arrangements? Here's what you do. Get your basics absolutely solid. NPR is when order matters. NCR is when it doesn't. Practice problems with restrictions like select 10 players, but at least 4 must be batsmen. These show up every single time. Target 50 problems minimum before you touch the test. Next, probability. 2 to 3 questions, often combined with P and C. You don't need to become a probability expert. Focus on the basics. Simple probability, conditional probability. Those at least one type problems, make sure you understand the complement rule. It'll save you so much time. Then there's coordinate geometry, 3 to 4 questions. And honestly, these are free marks if you know your formulas. Distance formula, section formula, equation of a line, equation of a circle. That's it. These aren't tricky conceptual questions. They're straightforward, they give you points. You apply the formula, you get the answer. Create a formula sheet, 2 pages. All these formulas in one place. And I'm serious about this. Revise it every single day. Next, number theory, 2 to 3 questions. GCD, LCM, divisibility, prime numbers. These are 1-minute questions if you know the tricks. Learn the Euclidean algorithm for GCD. Practice divisibility rules. Then algebra, 3 to 4 questions. Quadratics, functions, inequalities. A solid NCERT foundation gets you through these. Now let's talk about medium priority topics. You still need to prepare these, but they're not showing up 5 times in your test. Calculus, 2 to 3 questions. Derivatives, maxima, minima, basic integration. If you're comfortable with class 12 calculus, you're fine. Trigonometry, maybe 2 questions. Know your identities, practice heights and distances, don't overthink this. Exponents and logarithms, 1 or 2 questions. Laws of exponents, logarithm properties, very formula based. And then the lower priority stuff, statistics, ratio and proportion, maybe a logic puzzle or 2. You'll see 2 to 4 questions total from these. Don't ignore them, but don't spend equal time here. Here's your game plan for 15 days. Days 1 and 2, P and C, and probability only. These 2 topics alone are worth 5 to 7 questions. Get your concepts clear from NCERT, then grind RS Agarwal, 30 problems in P and C, 25 in probability. Make that formula sheet on day 1. Days 3 and 4, coordinate geometry and number theory. Another 5 to 6 questions. Formula based, highly scoring, 25 and 20 problems respectively. After this, if you have time algebra basics and a quick calculus revision. But honestly, if you've got 15 days, those 4 topics, P and C, probability, coordinate geometry, number theory are your foundation. Master these. Resources, NCERT for quick concept refresh. RS Agarwal for problems. That's it. No time for Khan Academy deep dives. Alright, now let's talk about logical reasoning. 30 questions, 90 marks. This is where students lose the game. And it's not because the questions are too hard, it's because they don't manage time. See, in math, most questions take about the same amount of time. But in logical reasoning, some questions take 30 seconds, others take 4 minutes. And if you don't know which is which, You're going to spend 8 minutes on a seating arrangement and then rush through 10 easy questions at the end. So let me categorize this for you. Strict mechanical tone conversion. No deletions, no replacements, no compression, every line preserved, only spoken delivery improved. Now let's talk about the time-consuming but high-scoring questions. First, seating arrangements and puzzles. You're looking at 5 to 7 of these, linear arrangements, circular arrangements, floors and buildings. Here's what you do. Always draw diagrams. Always. Use symbols, circles and triangles for people, arrows for directions. Work systematically and eliminate what's impossible. And this is important. If you're stuck after 3 minutes, mark it and move on. Don't be a hero. Come back later if you have time. Next, blood relations. 3 to 4 questions. Learn the symbols. Triangle for male, circle for female equals sign for married. Draw the family tree quickly. These should be 2-minute questions, not 5-minute questions. Then coding, decoding. 3 to 4 questions. This is pattern recognition. Usually quick if you spot the pattern, like Durga becomes RXILU, just a letter shift. 1 minute each. Next, direction sense. 2 to 3 questions. Someone walks south, takes a left, walks east. How far from start? Always draw the path. I don't care how good you think your visualization is. Draw it. Use Pythagorean theorem for the final distance. 2 minutes max. Then you've got data sufficiency, 2 to 3 questions. Statement 1 alone sufficient. Statement 2 both together. Here's the trick. You don't actually solve the problem. You just check if you can solve it. That saves tons of time. Then you've got your quick questions. Series completion. 2 to 3 questions. Number patterns. Letter patterns. 1 to 2 minutes. Syllogism. 2 to 3 questions. All dogs are animals. Some animals are cats. Use Venn diagrams. Quick and scoring. Charts and graphs. 2 to 3 questions. Reading pie charts and bar graphs. Usually straightforward math. 2 minutes each. And then embedded in this section, you will see quantitative aptitude questions. Percentages, profit and loss, speed, time distance, simple interest. These are 1 to 2 minute questions if you know your formulas. Now here's your preparation strategy for 15 days. Days 1 through 5, focus on the time consuming, high scoring ones first. 20 seating arrangements, 15 blood relations, 15 coding decoding. These 3 types alone are worth 10-12 questions. Days 6 through 10, add the quick ones. Series, syllogism, direction sense, build that speed. 20 problems each. Days 11 through 15 mixed practice only. 30 LR questions in 45 minutes. Every single day. Track which types slow you down. Resources, Arun Sharma's book, just the relevant chapters. R.S. Agarwal reasoning, selected topics only. India Bix for quick online practice when you need more problems. Pro tip for the actual test, don't start with seating arrangements. Start with coding decoding, then series, then blood relations. Get some quick wins, build confidence, then tackle the complex puzzles. Cognitive aptitude free marks, 20 questions, 60 marks, no negative marking. Let me say that again, no negative marking. You know what that means? You attempt every single question. Even if you have no idea, eliminate 2 options and guess. This is pattern recognition stuff, number series, letter series, odd one out, analogies, not math, not coding, just pure logic. And honestly, this requires practice more than study. You can't really learn pattern recognition. You practice until you get good at it. So here's what you do. Every single day for 15 days, solve 20 cognitive aptitude questions. That's 300 questions by test day. Not as much as someone who started earlier, but enough to build pattern recognition. Use India Bix mental ability section. Download Elevate or Peak app. 10 minutes daily. No skipping. In the actual test, give yourself 25 minutes for these 20 questions, about a minute and a quarter each. If you're stuck, eliminate obviously wrong options. Pick one and move on. And here's the strategy most students miss. Start your test with this section. Why? Because there's no negative marking, so you're getting marks for sure. It builds confidence. You walk into math and LR feeling like you've already scored 50 points. Psychologically, that matters. Your 15 days intensive plan. Okay, real talk. You've got 15 days, not 2 months. 15 days. Can you still get to 170 plus? Yes, but it's going to be intense. You're looking at 4 to 5 hours a day, every day, no breaks. Here's how you're spending them. Phase 1, high priority topics only. Days 1 to 5. You don't have time to cover everything. So you're focusing on what shows up most. Day 1 to math. P and C 30 problems. Probability 25 problems. Formula sheet created today. Day 3-4 math plus LR. Coordinate geometry 25 problems. Number theory 20 problems. Seating arrangements 20 problems. Blood relations 15 problems. Day 5 LR plus baseline. Coding decoding 20 problems. Series 15 problems. Direction sense 15 problems. Take a sample paper as your baseline test. Full 120 minutes. Daily throughout. 20 cognitive aptitude questions. Non-negotiable. By the end of day 5, you've covered the highest weightage topics and you know where you stand. Phase 2, speed plus volume, days 6 to 10. Now you're grinding hard every day. Morning 2 hours, 40 mixed math problems, P and C, probability, coordinate geometry, number theory, plus quick ones from other topics. Afternoon 2 hours, 40 mixed LR problems, focus on arrangements, blood relations and quick solve types. Evening 1 hour, 20 cognitive plus review mistakes. Every alternate day, days 6, 8, 10, full 8-0 question practice set in 120 minutes. You're building speed. You're seeing patterns repeat. You're getting faster at recognizing question types. Phase 3 test mode, days 11 to 15. Last 5 days, you're in full simulation mode. Days 11, 12, 13, sample paper, solve it 3 times total, once each day, full 120 minutes, analyze every mistake for 30 minutes after. Day 14, create your own test. 30 random math from RS Agarwal, 30 LR from Arun Sharma, 20 cognitive, time yourself, 120 minutes. Day 15, light revision only, formula sheet 3 times. Solve 10 easy problems from each section just for confidence. Rest well, early sleep, practice volume in 15 days, math, 350-400 problems focused on high priority. LR, 350 problems focused on high frequency types. Cognitive, 300 questions minimum. Full test simulations, 5-6 total. Look, this isn't as much volume as someone who started 2 months ago. But if you focus on high priority topics and build speed, 170 is absolutely achievable. And the key, no wasted time. Every problem you solve should be from a high weightage topic. No spending 3 hours on statistics when it's one question on the test. Test day. You're sitting at your computer, 120 minutes on the clock, 80 questions in front of you. So how do you use that time? Here's the structure. First, 25 minutes. Cognitive aptitude. Start here, all 20 questions. Remember, no negative marking. You're building momentum right at the start. Next, 45 minutes. Your stronger section. If math is your jam, do math. If you're faster at LR, do that. Spend 30 minutes on the questions you're confident about. Then 12 minutes on the tougher ones where you can at least eliminate a couple of options. Last 3 minutes, strategic guessing on anything remaining. Next, 45 minutes, your weaker section, same strategy. Confident questions first, then manageable ones, then educated guesses. Last 5 minutes, final check. Fill in any blanks strategically. Quick scan for silly mistakes in the easy ones. Within math, go for the low-hanging fruit first. Number theory, coordinate geometry, basic algebra. Leave the tough P and C for later if it's taking too long. Within logical reasoning, start with coding, decoding, series, syllogism, then build up to arrangements and puzzles. Now remember the 3-minute rule. If you're stuck on any single question for 3 minutes, you're wasting time. Mark it, move on. Come back if there's time. And remember, the online format means you can mark questions for review, use that feature. Don't spend mental energy trying to remember which ones to revisit. Resources and real talk. Let me give you the actual resources you need, not 15 books, just what works. For math, NCERT, class 11 and 12 for concepts, RS Agarwal, quantitative aptitude for practice. Khan Academy if you need video explanations. For logical reasoning, Arun Sharma's logical reasoning book, RS Agarwal reasoning, India Bix for free online practice. For cognitive, India Bix mental ability section, Elevate or Peak apps on your phone. For practice tests, sample paper solve it 5 times. Test book or grade up for online format practice. Make your own tests from the books. That's it. Don't buy more. You don't need more. Now let me tell you the mistakes I see students make every single time. Mistake 1, not managing time. They spend 10 minutes on one question. Don't do this. 3 minutes max. Move on. Mistake 2, ignoring the formula sheet. Make it. Revise it. Test yourself on it. Mistake 3, random guessing with negative marking. Only guess if you can eliminate at least 2 options. Otherwise, it's costing you marks. Mistake 4, skipping cognitive aptitude practice. That's 60 marks with no risk. Practice it. Mistake 5, not practicing on a computer. The test is online. Get used to reading questions on a screen. Mistake 6, treating all topics equally. P and C deserves way more time than statistics. Prioritize smart. Mistake 7, burnout. Look, if you're studying 6 hours a day for 60 days straight, you're going to burn out by day 40. Take 1 day off per week. Sleep properly. This isn't a marathon where more hours always means better results. The test is online, so make sure you've got stable internet. Have a backup plan. Take it in a quiet room where you won't be disturbed for 120 minutes. Simple stuff, but it matters. 15 days from now, you're going to be sitting at your computer, taking this test, and you're going to see a permutations question, and you're going to think, oh, I've solved 30 of these. You're going to see a seating arrangement and think, I know exactly how to draw this. You're going to see cognitive aptitude and think, free marks. Let's go. That confidence, that comes from doing the work. Intensely focused for 15 days straight. You now know what to study. High priority, math topics. P and C, probability, coordinate geometry, number theory. High frequency LR, arrangements, blood relations, quick solve types, cognitive every single day. You know how to prepare. 5 days foundation on essentials, 5 days speed building, 5 days test mode. You know how to manage the test. Start with cognitive, then stronger section, then weaker, 3 minutes per question max. You've got 15 days. That's not a lot, but it's enough if you don't waste a single day. Make that formula sheet today. Solve your first 20 PNC problems tonight. Start your cognitive practice, and 15 days from now, you'll be scoring that 170 plus. You'll be getting into Polaris. I'm Rohan. See you at Polaris.